There are certain foundational behaviors, do's and don'ts, that set the stage for you to be better at everything. So a lot of times people will say, how can I lift more, focus better, remember things better? It's like, well, let's think about the foundation of that. And that's always going to come back to.
All right, let's pause here for a second. There's like a million principles that you can follow from this Andrew Huberman guy. I'm gonna keep it very simple for you guys. I chose 5 rules that you can follow that you can actually start applying today. The purpose of this video was just to see if I can recreate my summer body in winter, because every winter, I don't know about you guys, but every winter I get into this winter seasonal depression where I get defeated. I spend all my time indoors. I don't feel like exercising anymore. I just end up procrastinating. Like overall, I feel weaker. And my goal for this video is to try to recreate my summer good vibes and see if I can actually do that in the middle of December in Canada. Now, did this actually work? Let's find out. Hey guys, so the first rule is to get sunlight as soon as possible when you wake up, preferably on a walk. So what I like to do is just go for a 10-minute walk. I do this thing called sunlight journaling. It's basically a term I made up where you just journal in the sunlight. I also like to bring half a liter of water with me, so I end up feeling hydrated and I get my sunlight at the same time with the journaling session, so 3 in 1. I used to right away make myself a coffee, but now I actually stare into the sun, I guess. So he says to get sunlight as soon as possible. I'm not gonna explain the science behind this because I'm just gonna confuse you just as much as I confuse myself. But basically, when you get sunlight in your eyes, you're telling your body to wake up, and it's the most natural way of doing it instead of doing it with caffeine. And Andrew Huberman recommends that you walk for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And if it's really cloudy outside, try doing it for 30 minutes. And in winter, it does typically get cloudy a lot. So I just try to be out there for as much as I can. Getting sunlight first has definitely helped me wake up quicker, because he says the best way to flush out the chemical that makes you tired is to get sunlight, hydrate, and exercise. I would definitely highly recommend you do this. And this brings me on to the second rule, which is to weight lift 3 times a week and do cardiovascular activity 3 times a week. So for a total of 6 times a week. So for cardio, he says to do one light day. That can be like walking or a light jog, skipping, swimming, whatever you like to do. Another day should be just like a sprint session where you like sprint for 30 to 40 seconds, take a break, sprint 30 seconds, take a break. And then the third thing should be a recreational fun activity that you like to do. For me, I personally like to climb, play soccer, and box. Now he says to weightlift 3 days a week. I'm not gonna lie to you, I weightlift 5 days a week because it's just in my schedule. I don't want to reduce that. This is how my split looks like. On Monday, I do chest and tris. On Tuesday, I do back and bis. Wednesday, I do legs, which is hamstrings and glutes. Thursday, I do arms, so shoulders, biceps, triceps. Friday, I do my second leg day, so it's quads and calves. And the reason I do 2 leg days is because he has this funny clip where he's like,
and train your legs, guys, come on. You know, like, come on.
So that's the reason why I work out legs now twice a week. On Saturday, that's when I'll take a break from the gym and I'll just do a heavy bag class at my boxing gym. And I'll try to go rock climbing if I have time, but if I don't, I'll do rock climbing on Sunday, but I also have a soccer game on Sunday. So after 30 days of doing his recommended split for exercising, I do feel phenomenal. So in the beginning, I felt like I couldn't really lift that much because I wasn't eating anything, I wasn't drinking caffeine, so my energy was very low in the gym. But once I got used to that, I felt like I could lift a lot more after like 2 weeks. So the third rule is to do some type of resilient practice at least 3 to 5 days a week. And he recommends to do cold exposure, so that's what I personally did. So I don't jump in the snow every day, obviously. I typically take a cold shower after my workouts. This is just done 5 days a week. There's no negotiation with myself. I just do it, and that's one of his rules. Honestly, hate doing this shit. Like, I hate doing this shit every day, but I feel like $1,000,000 after I come out the shower. I found by doing this resilient practice, it helps me strengthen my mind. So whenever I don't feel like doing work or I want to procrastinate, I feel like taking a cold shower helps me get into that state of deep work. It's kind of weird. It's like a switch that activates in my body that tells me, you know, it's time to work. I actually did find a huge increase in dopamine after hours of taking a cold shower. I'm someone that is very, very active, and I find cold therapy, cold exposure, it just helps me like recuperate all my muscles. I'm good to go next day. What I would do if I were you is take a cold shower maybe for like 2 to 3 minutes and then end with hot. That's what Andrew Huberman does personally, so that's a good way to start. Okay, so for the fourth rule, he wants you to get a stress control tool. He recommends doing nose breathing, 2 inhales through the nose and 1 quick one through the mouth, so it looks something like He says that's the best way to calm yourself down, whether you're playing a sport, exercising, going for a jog, or even in bed. So if exercising doesn't convince you, maybe that will. For that breathing technique, I actually find it helps me recover quicker when I'm playing soccer or when I'm boxing. So whenever I feel out of breath, I'll do that like 5 to 10 times and I'll actually feel good. It's weird. I'll actually feel like I can keep going throughout my exercise. So this actually does help, and I've tried using it for times where I get stressed or angry, and it has calmed me down at work because I work in hospitality, hotels. It gets hectic during the holidays. People lose their minds during the holidays. They forget how to behave. So I have to remind myself how to actually behave as a human being. And using that nose breathing technique has helped me just calm myself down before I snap at these guests. For the last rule, which is personally my favorite, is delaying caffeine for at least 90 minutes. Okay, I'm too excited right now. The monk sugar. For those of you who don't know what monk sugar is, it's basically monk fruit extract. What is monk fruit? I have no fucking clue. This is probably my favorite part of the Andrew Huberman challenge because I used to get this afternoon slump around 1 to 3 p.m. and I used to not want to do any work, like nothing. But now after I exercise, take a cold shower and have my coffee at like 1 p.m. now, it is the best thing you can do to just get a good deep work session in. And I've been doing this every day for at least a month. So I'd highly recommend this if you're going to do anything part of the challenge. It is the hardest thing to do, delaying caffeine. But once your body gets used to it, I'm telling you, your life will change. See that sip right there? That is the most pleasurable part of my day. And for intermittent fasting, I just eat anywhere between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. And this has helped me lose some weight, stay lean, feel good, high energy. And combining that with the delayed caffeine, it's just a beautiful combination. It'll just make your health way better. So I highly recommend you do this. If you made it to this part of the video, there's a bonus tip for you, and that is to cut out all toxic relationships out of your life.
Avoid toxic relationships. Just avoid them. They ruin people's lives. They'll ruin your life. Like, just do your best to be in healthy relationships and then everything's good. And I don't say that lightly.
So I will be calling my best friend Joe, telling him I can't be friends with him anymore because, you know, he can be toxic sometimes. So let's see what he says. Yo.
Yeah, I told you let me park.
Oh, I thought you said call me back right away.
Bro, you're a thirst bucket. What do you want?
Okay, bro, listen, I'll just cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase, bro.
Thank you.
How much money?
How much money? God damn, bro.
How much is it gonna cost?
How much is it gonna cost you? How much do you think it's gonna cost you?
Fuck, bro. Knowing you, it's gonna be free, but it's gonna cost my life.
Bro, you literally said it's gonna cost your life because I can't have you in my life anymore.
Fuck, bro.
See, even this guy understands. I didn't even have to tell him what I'm doing. Anyways, we can't be friends anymore because of that rule. Because you're toxic.
Right. No worries, bro. I'm toxic as fuck.
I swear on my life, guys, I didn't even tell him I was gonna call him. I swear to God, I swear, wallah. But this guy just knows. Like, he's so funny. He just knows whenever I'm up to something. And he understood too, because he's toxic as fuck. So the question is, was I able to recreate that summer body in winter? And the answer is no. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It doesn't remotely come close to summer, but it did help me overall with my mental and physical health, which actually didn't allow me to go into that winter depression. So I would still procrastinate here and there, but for overall, I would still keep my routine of like weightlifting and exercise and, you know, filming a video, which is a huge, you know, dub for me. I hope this video was fun for you guys to watch. Thank you again. Until next time.